Sometimes people struggle with not knowing what to do or how to do it in order to achieve their dreams, their goals. Well, how do you start? Somebody wants to be a videographer and get paid to do it, but where do you start? Well, steps, baby steps. A little bit of an increment each day will contribute to a huge, huge impact towards the end of the year. And in retrospect, hasn't a year felt shorter? Like, oh my God, we're already heading into 2021. But yes, time flies. And you're thinking to yourself, what have I been doing with all this time? All that time you're scrolling through Facebook and scrolling through Instagram and watching TikTok videos when you could have been doing something to invest into yourself and into your future. I know it's easy. I do it too. But then you have to police yourself. You've got enough from the outside. You got to do it with yourself. You have to have that discipline. I mean, imagine that. You have to have discipline to go and achieve your goals, to achieve the thing that's going to make you the most happy, and you know it deep down inside of you that it's going to make you most happy, yet it's so difficult to do. But that's because there are so many external factors and internal factors that you impose upon yourself that don't allow you to have a facilitated lifestyle in order to get to where you want to be. So, what can you do? You can minimize the amount of time that you spend on a computer, unless it's for something productive like, video or editing or something like that. If you're a gamer, for example, and you're making your money off of live streaming games like Warzone and stuff, all the more to you. But if you're on Warzone just to play it, or if you're just watching other people's videos on YouTube where you're judging them like, oh, I could have done that better. Well, it's like, well, go do it. Nobody's stopping you, but the effort it takes, the difference between you and that person is that they have put in the effort. And that's just the cold, hard truth. They have put in the effort. When I watch a video on YouTube and I compare myself, I'm like, man, well, surely they must have a better camera than I do, or something, or this or that, or that. It turns out that they have exactly the same setup. In fact, I have better equipment than they do. Then when I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh man, I really gotta get my stuff together, That's not cool. So I'm limiting myself. And that's why I wanted to bring this video to you to stop limiting yourself from achieving those things. Feeling that you're not good enough or the stuff that you have isn't good enough is no excuse. And that's just the cold, hard truth. You have to want it enough so that when you are presented with a situation where you can make a difference, you jump on that opportunity like it's nobody's business. Another thing that I've noticed is that a lot of boring things need to happen before the good stuff happens. You go to school, you take a calculus class or logistics or statistics or whatever, and you're just like, this is just not inspiring me at all. But it is part of a set of prerequisites in order for you to be able to graduate to the next level. Now, what does a prerequisite mean? It means something that has to be done before you can step on to the next thing. There are prerequisites in life. And these things are necessary steps that you have to take in order to be able to go to the next step. Because despite the fact that you may not think that they're applicable, you will be utilizing some form of it in the next stage, right? Me having my camera, when I first bought it, I would put it on auto because that's easy. But then I slowly found out that, okay, as a prerequisite to achieve a certain look, there are certain things that I must learn about. And it wasn't fun, it was tedious, learning all the different settings and being overwhelmed with how many things you have to remember. But now it's muscle memory. I don't think about it anymore because it was a prerequisite to achieve the next step. So when you think about something that's challenging or boring, try to find the brighter side of it. There's always something that you can take away from the situation, regardless of what it is. A super important thing that I can tell you as well, in my own experience, is that sometimes when I felt limited, it's because there are so many steps that you have to take. If I want to start a video, there's the light, the microphone, there's the lens that I have to put on, the tripod, I have to charge the camera, I have to take a memory card and make sure that it has space on it, I have to make sure that the camera's in the right settings, the right spacing, the right chair, there's so many things that are involved. But if I were to keep this setup here, fully charged camera, I go and I empty out the memory card and everything is just ready for me to come in tomorrow morning, where all I have to do is press one button and it'll start recording. Do you see how much of that process has been facilitated? By taking those extra steps to ensure that it's ready for the next day. When you have a moment of inspiration or of creativity and you want to show it to the world or make the world a better place, even just for yourself, all you have to do is go and you just press a button. That's in my case. If you're somebody who does journaling or somebody who does editorials or whatever, you need to have all your stuff set up next to you so that when you have that idea, you're just jotting it down. But if it's left in the car and stuff like that, and if you're like me, I'm easily distracted, you know, by the time I go downstairs from the living room to go out to the car to get my thing, I'm already like, oh, banana. So I start eating a banana and suddenly I've forgotten what I was on a mission to do, and then I get distracted by something else. And so facilitating those things and having them ready for you is gonna pave the way to you achieving your dreams and your goals. This is the last thing that I'm gonna talk about in this video, just because I know I don't like to make them too long. People have things to do. And it is comparing yourself. Do not compare yourself. It is toxic, especially when you're comparing yourself to someone's highlight reel on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or whatever it is, right? That's not real, that's a show. Compare yourself to people who you would look up to in real life situations. You know, people that have taught you real things in life, things that you can use to better and enhance your life. Those are the people you want to keep around you. But if you're gonna surround yourself with social media and even people in real life who all they do is gossip about other people and stuff like that, it's like what Dan Pena said. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. In this context, it's not just friends in physical format, like, you know, there's my friend. No, this could be your books. That could be a friend. A book that has great knowledge, that's a friend to you. You know, that's something that you want to keep in your arsenal. That's something that's gonna constantly push you to become a better person. I mean, sometimes there's even parents out there in the world where you wouldn't really call them your friend because they haven't been there for you. But then there are other parents who are like, you're like my best friend. They've been with you through everything, and you need to cherish that. So show me your friends, and I'll show you your future.